Salute. What's good, Raider Nation, man? How y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, it's your one and only J today's week. I said I was going to pod today, so I'm going to pod today. This is going to be a quick one, though, man. Like I said, I did have to come in and do a shift, man, so I wasn't able to get at you guys earlier today. My apologies, but I didn't let you down because I am here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to do this at like 2:30. Well, from 1 to like 2. But I got caught up in my main job. You know what I'm saying? My first job. Not my main job, my first job. But with that said, man, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people want to talk, and a lot of people heard me talking about Chip Kelly prior to this. Now news is coming out. He's trying to change the stance of Gentry and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? But, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You knew this was going to happen. As you can see, Chip Kelly is not willing to adapt to his players, and he's making them adapt to him. Now, I'm gonna give Chip a little bit of benefit of doubt because he is good with running backs, and he might see a flaw within his giddy up. I understand he's been running like this his whole career, but you know what? He hasn't played it down in the NFL. How do I feel about it? At first, it's like same old Chip. It's going to be what it's going to be. You knew what he was like. You knew what he was going to, it's just Chip Kelly, man. He's going to make you convert to his style of play, his style of offense. He's going to make you into the player he wants you to be and not enhance the player that you are. That's how part of me is saying it. The other part of me is saying, maybe there is something wrong with his giddy up that he can improve on because, not a lot of people can run with that straight up, lateral running style that he has. It wasn't a problem for him his whole career. It wasn't a problem for him in college. He's always produced. If you can find a way to enhance it and make it better, then do that. But why are you going to try and change him? Can you roast me? I absolutely can't roast you, Melrose Lane. You punk mother. Nah, I'm not going to do that. It's too early. Nah, we can roast you, man. Tell me what your topics are, brother. I could definitely do that, man. Are you a Chip Kelly fan? Are you a Derek Carr hater? You know what I'm saying? Do you like Josh McDaniels? I'm sorry, Like I said, I'm on my way to my other job, man. We kind of got a little bad reception out here. So if I lose reception, I'm sorry. Again, this is a quick pod. I was trying to pod earlier today. I told y'all yesterday I was going to pod again. So I am right now. It's just got held up at work. I got to go over here and make a little run real quick. So I thought I'd join y'all right now. I'm doing great, Dan. I'm doing amazing. I am doing amazing. I'm doing a lot better than I have been earlier on in the year and last year. But just trying to be better day, every single day, man. Trying to be better than I was yesterday. Trying to be healthier, mentally stronger, physically stronger, emotionally stronger, But thank you for asking. I wonder how are you doing? How was your day? How are you feeling? How are you mentally, emotionally, and physically? But again, thank you for asking. I definitely do appreciate that. But I know Chip Kelly's is big on people's mind right now. I know the Raiders. I believe we lost our wide receiver Wilkinson, but he really, he could have did something, but I don't think he was going to fit in Chip Kelly's offense, so that's why they let him go. There were too many guys with his his stature and status, with his attributes as a player, physically. There were a couple of guys we already had in our team that fit that description, so we really didn't. Sorry, I know connection's weird out here, man. We're driving past hospitals out here, man. I'm kind of in, not in no man's land, but in no man's land a little bit. So, but man, I appreciate everybody here. I'm sorry for the connection. If it's bad, I'm just gonna get off if it isn't that good. But I just wanted to join on to say, man, I told you I was going to join and do something real quick for y'all today. Talk about a couple of things, the Chip Kelly situation and changing the running back and making guys adapt. Like I said, I'm not too worried about it because, like I said, it possibly could be something he could be improving to make him better. But again, I don't want to hear people who are talking about Chip Kelly and happy with the move and now upset about what he's doing with our number one draft pick. Don't be mad about that now because you wanted him. You were talking about, and praising this man for everything he did and how he got to the position and what he's going to do. Now you guys are mad because he's making decisions and making changes to guys that can fit into his style of offense. This is what comes with that territory when you bring on somebody and you not only defend him, you co-sign his play calling, his play style, and everything. So don't get mad about it now. Don't complain about it now because you guys were just praising him like last week, a couple of days ago. I don't want to hear changing that tune already. You guys haven't even seen him call a play yet. You know what I'm saying? You haven't even seen a series. So with that, I'm seeing a lot of people, starting to change that tune a little bit. Don't change that tune. You co-signed this. You wanted this. You was, You praised this move. So you better stick to your guns, man. I don't want to hear none of that crap about Chip Kelly don't know what he's doing. You said he knew what he was doing last week. So for me, I'm still 50-50 on it. Like I said, I haven't been able to really break down Gentry that much. I wasn't alarmed by his running style, but I wasn't too fond of his running style as well. So, if Chip sees something wrong, there's possibly something wrong there. I'll give Chip the benefit of that when it comes to running backs. He's pretty good with running backs, So he could see some, maybe just protecting an asset because, like I said, it definitely looked like a Chip Kelly pick. It wasn't a pick that was going to improve the Raiders instantly or long term in my eyes. I'm saying team. I'm not saying individual. Individually, he could make Chip Kelly look amazing because of just the style of offense he runs to run. He could fit the dynamic perfectly for him. But for the team, how is it going to make the team better? How is it going to fully improve the team? I think there was other opportunities for us to get better at multiple positions with one player than just getting this one player who's possibly the best at the running back position this year in the draft. I'm not going to say he's not the best, but it's contending, So it's not a red flag for me right now with what he's doing, but my spider sense is is a little bit tingly right now. You know what I mean? I really kind of don't know how to feel about it. I want to feel a certain type of way, but I don't. So I'm not trying to be too worried about it because, like I said, it could work. He could, like I said, he could see something. There could be something that he just wants to improve. Help him not get chipped or take unnecessary hits. Again, these are NFL guys. They're faster. They're stronger. They weigh more. The hits are going to linger a lot more. These are grown men. These ain't the boys that you was dealing with, in the Mountain West over there in Boise State, playing, Idaho, Utah State. It ain't Fresno State. This ain't Fresno State you running against. So I'm optimistic about. Hey, look at that. JT is optimistic about the Raiders' offense right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's one thing. I still want to see something, even though there's nothing that we really can do that I think is going to make me happy or improve the team unless we make a trade somehow. Unless some type of trade or something happens. I don't know. But I still see us as a 7-win team, working things out and trying to figure things out and figure out. I still don't know what our identity is. We still don't have an identity. We're gonna go into OTAs as an identityless team. We know who should be the leader, but I'm not gonna take that. Max is the leader, but how good of a leader is he? I don't know. Is he gonna be resonating in there? I don't know. Are people gonna listen to him and follow his lead? I don't know. So there's gonna be a lot of things that are telling. I was very disappointed um, with with what I seen, what came from the draft, because it tells me who's running the show and running the shop, and it's not what majority and 90% of the people were saying. I know people are starting to see the clip with Tom Brady saying he had no involvement with player engagement or research or any of that. He was not involved. And that's what was a big selling point for a lot of people on him being part of the ownership group. So I'm like, if you're not going to be part of this development, then it told me a lot. It showed me a lot. He's really just going to be the face. He has no say in anything, and that's going to be problematic. I see what's going to happen down the line. I don't like it. That's very, very alarming to me, and that's an extreme big red flag. So, I'm going to speak on that some more later. Yeah, I'm not too happy about that. That was kind of frustrating for me, but like I said, I'm gonna wait and see before I just totally kill the Raiders, and kill my squad. I'm gonna wait to see, man. I'm gonna give them a chance. I'm gonna give them maybe 2 weeks. They're just bringing in losing culture and losing behavior and culture. But with that said, man, I'm pulling in my job right now. It's a quick one. Appreciate everybody that stopped by, hit the like. Like I said, leave comments in there.